Hey everybody, and welcome to AGAR.io. Agar.io? I don't know what this is called. Pretty fantastic game. You basically just run around and eat the dots. This is Purple Crunk, obviously Purple Crunk. YouTube.com/Purple Crunk. Check it out. Going to be posting a lot of videos of games that I like to play. Maybe give you guys some ideas. This is primarily for my my Facebook group, but anybody who wants to join, you're welcome. Facebook group is Charlotte Mealy. We specialize in local games, gaming tournaments, people who want to play online, people who just want to have a group to play with. We do have a relatively decent network at this point. The group itself has about 50 people in it, but those people are in more than just Charlotte, even though it's called Charlotte Mealy. So it's actually kind of cool. At any rate, so, welcome to the game. So let me explain a little bit about what's going on. Obviously, you can see I'm running around collecting dots here. What you have in the middle there is your mass. My current mass is 60, and as you can see, each time I collect a small dot, it climbs a tiny bit, and the larger dots that you see running around are actually other players. So this is sort of an MMO style competitive game, and this is in free-for-all mode, although there are a lot of people that end up teaming up. The strategy that I've found is most effective here is to essentially find a big large dot somewhere that is near one of these green spiky ball things, and just kind of like dance around the spiky ball until you get that large dot to pop. And when that large dot pops, he ends up putting off a lot of little small dots, which are incredibly easy to collect, if you're quick. And once you've collected them, you are suddenly a pretty big guy in the ring. And as you can see on that leaderboard over there on the right side, Krabby is currently in first place, but you don't really get to see a mass. Like, that's probably one of the one things that I would say is missing at this point, is I'd like to see the mass of the biggest guy so that I can kind of see how I measure up, and that's what I was talking about right there. Oh, crap. So, come on. Let me at least get big enough to eat some of the Doge. I don't think I'm going to, though. The Doge didn't want to share with me. I'm just a little tiny guy. So that's what I'm talking about. You tap W, and you're allowed to dispel a certain amount of your mass. And in the beginning of the game, you can run around and attempt to eat the smaller dots, but the bigger dots see you split, and they just come after you. Okay, so splitting, you don't know what that is yet. Oh, by the way, there is no profanity filter on the names. Like, you can turn the names off altogether if you like, but pretty much call yourself whatever you want to. So you see a lot of profane names, which I don't have a problem with. I'm good with it. Oh man, again, I'm not big enough to collect any of those little dots that I'm blowing off. So all I'm really doing is feeding everybody else, which kind of blows. Well, so splitting. So here's a little guy right now. That's called splitting. Splitting is where you hit the space bar and you take half of your mass and you fling it at your opponent. And that basically makes you a target for everybody, which is why I'm like running away right now. But it also, gives you a little more play, a little more ability to collect. And yeah, sometimes you can run around and you can find people who have little small pieces that Oh, great. Yeah, Doge. Why don't you just feed your pieces to the bigger guy there instead of to the smaller guy there? That makes lots of sense. Oh, here's a guy who's pretty famous, or a dude that's using the name of someone who's pretty infamous on this particular game. Dick Butt. I think that was probably the first video I ever watched was Dick Butt's video. Um, you know, I don't really know who it is. Obviously, I'm happy to identify myself here. I don't know why anybody else isn't. You know, being a gamer is a cool thing, and you know, sorry if you don't like that, but you know, it's what I do. I mean, I'm not going to be embarrassed about it. Um, you know, I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. Oh, that could have been good. That could have been real good. But, oh well. So at any rate, essentially you are a fish in a pond. And the bigger the fish, obviously you can see USA there is a pretty big fish, the smaller the pond. And in this situation, I am a little fish in quite a large pond. And everybody wants a bite of the little fish. And you basically have to just kind of keep away from people to, you know, to not get screwed over, because it isn't easy. I mean, it's not easy at all to to do this. Oh, here we go. That was what we needed. That was what we needed. Oh, crud. I was hoping that those little pieces were going to give me enough to overtake the U.S. It didn't work out like that, unfortunately, but man. That's what you're talking about. That's how you get big. That's how you get big really quick. Even if you're not big to begin with. Taking a lot of the little smaller guys in the beginning, like that dude that accidentally just ran into me, yes, that works quite well. You know, if there happens to be a large population of them nearby, which is not always the case. Obviously, I got somebody following me right now. But spending a little time running around closer to the larger animals will most certainly help you out in the long haul. And right now I am very vulnerable. Eat them all once a piece. Oh. Oh no, and we're coming up on an edge here. This big blue guy is coming down on me from the north. Okay, wait, Becky, if I can catch up to him a little bit, that could be cool. Come on, Becky, come here a little closer. Stupid's gonna get you before I do. Boom, boom. Yeah. Yep. Oh, no. Not so good. And now Ted wants me. Ah! There's USA. I don't know if that's even the same USA from earlier. Probably not. Oh, this could be good. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, Ted. No, you don't like that, do you? You are now possibly my food. Possibly. Okay, so once you reach this kind of mass, it becomes more of a defensive game than an offensive game. And this is it. This is it. Come on. Oh no. Yes. Yes. Let's just guide them all towards me. Oh, come on. That was terrible. That was terrible. You see, I don't understand why I ended up losing the vision there. Kinda sucks. But, I ended up kind of screwing myself a little bit. Alright, here we go. Negative. Didn't work. Okay, one more. Boom, that got him. Alright, and that was just not so hot. I guess there was a lot of other people there to collect the offsprings, sadly. And I weren't able to capitalize as much as I was hoping to be able to. Push towards me a little bit. That would have been nice. Alright. NSL, no such luck. Well, as you can see, it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. The little tiny balls that you're seeing people shoot out over there are basically the W key that you're pressing. And, you know, again, that allows you to dispel a certain amount of your mass to attack other blocks. And a lot of this is just getting lucky. I mean, you know, hitting the correct spot right as somebody has to separate, or punching one of the little spike balls right when there's a large guy nearby. Like this one right here could work. Yeah, it could work really good. It could work really good. Yeah, it could work. It could work. Oh no. It could still work. Yep. That was nice. And that's exactly how I'm talking about it. I mean, this is what you have to do. You have to be big enough to be able to assault one of those spike balls and go after all the little tinier balls associated with the spike ball. Oh, and he's going to unify before I get an opportunity to steal that. So much for that. So unification. I haven't quite figured out what the time allotment is on unifying two cells yet. But it varies semi-greatly, actually. The smaller you are, the faster you move, obviously. Larger balls move a lot slower. And, of course, smaller balls, your own personal smaller balls, will get stuck behind the larger balls if you move in a particular direction. And if you're moving in the opposite direction, will actually move faster than the collective, and you can spread out. You can use that as a strategy sometimes against other players. It's actually kind of a cool strategy. That being said, you always have to be on the lookout for people who are trying to absorb you, like that giant dude right there, who is currently number 6 on the leaderboard. And didn't quite see that coming. Atoll. So we are certainly, if he's on the leaderboard, we're getting close. We're getting close to being on the leaderboard. Or we should be. Hopefully I can use these little small volley balls to lure somebody in. And this is how I like to lure people. I'll send my one ball out real far and then I'll run away, you know, and people don't see that coming. They just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna get you, and then whomp, here comes the giant dude from behind. And I'm about to get eaten, of course. Please get away. Pika has been sitting here trying to eat me this whole time. It's time to get screwed, Pika. That's right. That's what you get. Chasing me into the other dude, making me lose most of my mass. Hate you. So die. And you know, I can see how it could be frustrating for some people to end up losing such a large amount of mass. I mean, obviously nobody wants to lose, but at the same time, it's just kind of a fun game. It's easy to play. You just run around in little circles, and if you have a good strategy, you can sometimes take out the big players too. Like for example, this is going to be interesting. Ted wants to eat me. W team wants to eat me. Come on, W team. Let's see. Oh God! And of course, I give away everything like a moron. Hmm. Oh no! Well, I didn't quite make it to the leaderboard. I'd like to do that at least once before I end this recording. Um, Another cool thing on this is playing as a team, and you're able to do that on the free for all server if you're lucky. But you can also do it on team mode, and then they also have an experimental mode, which has just a couple of different sort of shapes and styles and icons and sort of things that change the game up a little bit. Um, so I do definitely recommend giving those a try. This has been such a fun game. I mean, it's so simple. It's stupid how fun it is. But you know, it's like Tetris. And actually, I heard a report this morning on the news that said that you know, video games, Tetris, mind games, brain games, that sort of thing, actually help with post-traumatic stress disorder. So, you know, if you're suffering, if you're, you know, ex-military and you're suffering from post-traumatic stress, you've been in a car accident, and you know you can't drive or something like that, get out your Xbox, you know, get out your computer, whatever it is you like to play on, and sit there for, you know, a couple hours a day and just play video games. I mean, it's I know it sounds silly, but that is literally doctor prescribed now. And it can change your life. I mean, you know, it can absolutely fix some of the problems that you're having, evidently. And most people I know are like, oh, video games is a big waste of time, screw that. But you know what? There is a large population of people that play games now. And if you're not into it, okay, that's fine. But don't bash it. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to play, and it takes a whole lot of skill to find something that you can really enjoy. I mean, there's so many unhappy people out there who, just aren't having a good time, and you need to have a good time at least once a day. I mean, seriously, it's critical for your health, for your mental stability. You need to have a smile on your face at least once a day. Every day can't be, stress and pain and going through shit all the time. I've been doing that a lot lately. I got in this car accident, and I had a couple of major surgeries, and then here recently the starter motor in my car went out. So just another expense, and it's really hard to to work and keep up with life at the same time. I mean, it isn't as all at all as easy as a lot of people try to make it out to be. And that being said, Japan needs to share. Feed the big guys. I mean, what good is that gonna do me? Nothing. Nothing good. Doge. Tasty Doge. Oh boy. Well, I wasn't quite quick enough on that one. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. So, as you get larger in mass, you have your mass will start to diminish. It'll start to go down, and so you need to be always collecting these little dots, kind of like Pac-Man, to stay alive. I mean, every single one of these little dots is, one unit of mass, whatever the units are here. And of course, every once in a while, people will just accidentally run into you, so not going to complain about that. Now, let's see, is this the unnamed cell that's winning, or no? This is another complaint that I have about this game at this point. You can use pretty much any name you want. Now, okay, that's not a bad thing. Obviously, I get to use my name regardless of whether somebody else is using it. But they've got no way really of tracking who's playing right now, and I guess that's not such a bad thing. I mean, I always liked the idea of separate accounts so that people could identify themselves. But I guess this is the anonymous version of that. No reason in an anonymous game, and I guess that's cool. I mean, I can't complain about that. But I mean, somebody might take your name. In this situation, I see a lot of people using the same names as other people, and then it gets a little bit confusing because, you see an unnamed cell who could be a completely blank cell, or he could be an actually a cell that has no name. So, I don't know. Maybe just leave it blank or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of babbling now. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. This game is pretty much perfect. It's kind of the ultimate way to just chill out and let things go, and it gets competitive at times, which is kind of fun. Okay, Rain, what you got? Come get me. Come get some. Come get some. Purple Crunk. Pink Purple Crunk. Alright, Flash, get out of the way. I'm trying to take Wilson down here. Boom. I got him. Wilson, come back. Come back. I need to eat you. Shoot. Oh, great. This is bad news. There he is. And what? You see that? I just don't get. I mean, why? Why are you gonna feed the? Oh, here we go. Come on, pop. Again. These people are like playing on the same teams. So I definitely want to stick close to that little green dot that I just pumped up there. Wasted a bunch of mass trying to get it up there. And alright, here we go. Well, phooey. Ain't so much fun when all the bigger players are kind of like feeding each other, but once you get to that size, that is pretty much the only way to keep it. You have to have somebody, playing on teams. Oh, okay, so I was going to explain that earlier, and I didn't do it. So you can get onto the same server as one of your friends. And the way that I've figured this out is just pay attention to the leaderboard, and you press the you press the F5 button and refresh the screen. Now here's the thing: when you refresh, there's like a couple of second delay before it fully connects you to a server. It'll show you the leaderboard sometimes, but you won't be connected to the server. So you might know that you're not in the right room, but still give it a couple of seconds to connect, because if you tap that F5 key too many times too quickly, it will time you out, and you'll have to wait like 30 seconds before you get another connection to the server. Obviously, that is to keep people from doing exactly what we're doing, but what we do is we'll sit there and we'll tap F5 until we have the exact same leaderboard on our screens, and then boom, we're both in the same game. And then we'll both all go up to the top right hand corner or the bottom left hand corner or whatever, and essentially sit there and feed each other. So here I am down in one of the corners right now. Boop. And I think this is the bottom left-hand corner, relatively sure about that. And if you can own a corner, you can actually do really well. Bloop. W equals protect, huh? If I don't W, does that mean you're going to try and eat me? Probably. Oh, dick. So, plenty of... Not sure if I should, like, bleep out all the... Nah, screw that. Forget it. Go back and do all that work just to show you a neat video of this game? I don't think so. Oh, so some of the dots also have um, custom skins. If you want to have a custom skin, like you're seeing on some of these dots, there is a Reddit page where the server administrator is actually taking your handmade drawings at 128 by 128 and using them in the game. So you pick a name and you send this in on Reddit, and hopefully the creator of this game will, you know, immortalize your image for you. That being said, it is not guaranteed. Also, it says there, I believe that your image must be hand drawn, which kind of a big thing, I think. Um, you know, if you look at most of these, they're pretty good, but none of them are like bitmap images that have been resized or something to those to that effect. So, you know, I mean, sure, you can try it if you want to, or you can use it as a stencil, I guess, and then go back and, you know, monochrome the colors or something like that, just to make it look like it was hand drawn. But chances are you're not going to get chosen, and that would be how you get big right there, or get eaten, which is what happened to me. Oh, goody, Japan just popped himself a little bit here. Ah, and I couldn't pull it off. If you do it just right, you can fit right into those little slots in between two balls, and actually you can fit in between the taint. You can get into the taint, and you can actually steal some of the smaller pieces of the big boys. And honestly, that's how I've ended up on the leaderboard, you know, and in first place. You know, I do actually have a nice screenshot that I posted the other day of being in first place. I'll post it here. I guess I can maybe show it. Um, but that's how you get there. I mean, it's not this little dot eating stuff or being chased around by the big boys, or, you know, it is hiding behind one of those spiky balls. It is being near one of these larger leaderboard players, like here's Japan again, who is number 2 on the leaderboard right now. And when he explodes, it is being there to capitalize on his destruction. I mean, that is what gets you there. Looks like Japan is chasing the number 4 guy right now, Nazi. So this will be a pretty good spot to be. Somewhere up here in the front of the line, there's going to be someone who ends up having to run into one of these ball things. And that is exactly where I want to be, is wherever that happens. Now, I've also seen these little spiked ball things like just randomly spawn. And when I was on the leaderboard a couple of times, you know, that happened. The spiked ball thing just spawned right on top of me, and I ended up kind of screwed. But, oh man, it's getting tight in here. It is getting tight. Come on, Vince, you really think I'm going to let you take me over like that? No. Eventually I'm going to be bigger than you. And then I'm going to turn around, and then I'm just going to gobble you. I'm going to swallow you up. Or I'll let Freddy have you. Go get him, Freddy. Come on, Freddy. Go after that other dude. He was bigger than me. He looked tastier. Tasty. Dippin' Dots. That's what this reminds me of. Little colored Dippin' Dots all over the place. He's gonna unify. And that'll be the end of that. Missed me. Smiley face. Ooh, this one over here is definitely charged up. Mr. Butt. Crud. Alright, so teamwork. Seems like Japan wants to work with me here. He's currently in second place, and him and Miam are working on the same team, sorta. It looks like. Or him and Nazi are working on the same. Well, that is kind of ironic. Japan and the Nazi are working on the same team. You know, because during World War II, it was Axis and Allies, and the Axis were Japan and Germany, right? Oh, there's something up there. So Japan and Germany were working on the same side. This, you know, kind of what's going on here, and currently second and third place, or second and fourth place, is them. So, oh, and Japan moves up to second. Let's move Japan up even more. Boop. Still in second place. Oh no, he got popped. Miam's gonna take him over. Oh, the Nazi's taking him. And that is exactly how you work together, right there. You help somebody out by busting one of those things. Nice. Oh, looks like Japan's going to lose out here. If he feeds me, I can possibly fight back for him. Oh no. He just lost a big chunk to somebody. It looks like Nazi. Looks like Nazi's on top now. Come on, Nazi, don't you know that we're the reason that you're staying on top? I don't know if that's the same Japan or that's another Japan. But I'm going to take him. And I'm going to go and feed the Nazi. If we're going to get onto the leaderboard, this is probably going to be the way to do it right now. And once you get up to that size, it definitely changes the game. Makes it a lot more interesting. A lot more difficult. Now, if you're a little tiny guy, you know, sometimes it makes sense not to. Ooh, that was a bad move there, Nazi. I guess I can help you out here. Hang on. Yeah, Japan, that was me. You and me, buddy. Drat. Almost had him that time, man. So close. Whoops. Well, phooey. Well, that was a little bit of play with Japan. I guess I get to show you me helping somebody who is on a leaderboard. I'm going to go ahead and quit this feed, but thanks for watching. Have a great day. I like trains.